20-1 odds on to win the league in 2050 season. I'm looking at this 11 here, and I'm actually looking at this thinking, that wouldn't be a bad team and setup. Franklin, Green, Inderberg, who I did say was more than likely going to come back, behind Makoku, 2 inside forwards, 2 attacking. Maybe a tactic to try in some league games and see how we can get to work. So I am Paul, also known as the Northman, and thank you for joining me. If you have stumbled across me in 2050, welcome to the series, and please go back and check out some of the older content on the channel as we lead in FM24. So Inderberg has come back to the club. So you can see here, we sold him in the 42-43 season for 4.1 million. We've ended up bringing him back now for 16.75, but I think at his age he is, if I try to not mess up totally, at the age he is, I think it's a good bit of business. I honestly think it's a good bit of business. Now, one of the issues we've been dealing with is the financial fair play. Now, we are projected to be 2.58 in the red. Now, we were, at the start of the window, projected to be about 90 million in the red. And the board came to me and said, we need to fix the financial situation. So I did it. So, transfers out, there's a lot. Transfers in. Inderberg came in on the end of last season, so that's the only deal on there. And then 2 more signings have come in. So first off, Carlos Ortiz. Now, he appeared in the best under-19 team of the year. And I thought, you know what? He's actually decent. For me, as a left-back, not a centre-back. But I'm training his passing, and I honestly think he looks like a very, very good player. So really pleased with that. 1.5 million. Money well spent, in my opinion. And the other deal is Bojan coming in on loan. And that is because you will see here, we sold him for 6.5 million plus 50% of next sale plus a loan back for the season. So going through the outs then. Cadet has left us to Marseille. We paid 2.5 million. Never played a first team game for us. We've ended up selling him for 3.1 million plus 50% of next sale. Quinones, the Colombian centre-back, right-back, we've ended up selling for 700k after a couple of years now B team. Tejeda has gone to Trabzonspor, so we've sold him for 8.5 million plus 50% of next sale. It is sad to see him leave, 21 years old, was around the club for a few seasons, 30 appearances, but we needed to balance the books, and we've done that. Genya, who we've just renamed, so I do apologise, but has ended up leaving us. 7.75 million gone to Rangers, plus 50% of next sale. Never massively impressed me. So to get 7.75 is profit on him. Kappa, who we brought in on a free transfer. No, we paid 675k for him. Don't remember spending money on him. But we end up getting 950k to send him back to Copenhagen. Stephenson, the centre mid stroke left back, left winger who I brought in, never developed. With passing of 11, I was always a bit about playing centre mid. But we have ended up making a bit of money on him. We paid we paid 4 million for him. We sold him for 4.5 million plus 50% of next sale. So there is money in there. Logic, who we signed a few years ago, has gone on a free. Andrew Law, who we signed on a free, has gone to Bristol City. Now, if you remember, we did make some money from this loan deal here, so we did get a good bit of money for him. Bojan for 6.5. Our left winger I've sold Copenhagen. He was never going to feature for us. And to be honest with you, I'm just hoping he will get some football at Copenhagen or go out on loan and help him develop so he's better for the national team. Michael Meng, I have allowed to leave on a loan to OB. That is mainly due to the fact of how long he's been here. It was great to see him lift the Europa Cup for us, Europa League. So we've let him go out on loan to get some football. And our young Swedish striker who signed for Man United last year, I've sent on loan to Hamstad's. Again, just get him some first team football, and if he does score a lot of goals, his value will improve, and when we paid nothing, we could maybe cash in on him. So transfer wise, it's a very short one. We didn't make a lot of transfer deals, only 2 players coming in this year, in Inderberg as well. So we have made profit this window. It had to be done. Sometimes you do have to clear out some of the dead wood or the backup players and just recycle, and that's what this year unfortunately has been. So moving on to the 2 Champions League games we had after the winter window. We first played Northman and got a 4-0 victory. Franklin with 3 and Inderberg on his debut getting on the score sheet as well. Absolute domination with the wing-back tactic. Then I kept the offensive tactic going, and we went to the new camp and managed to get a 1-1 draw against Barcelona. Now that saw us in the league phase finishing 15th place with 1-3, drew 3, lost 2, and that saw us into the knockout round. Now in the knockout round we came up against Juventus and we lost the game 1-0 away from home on the first leg. But I did see some positives. Now, coming up against a team like Juventus, we can't expect too much. But we did look decent. And that was confirmed, cemented, when they came back to the Faroe Islands and we got a 4-1 victory. Knocking Juventus out 4-2 on aggregate. Inderberg with 2, Sterler and Franklin on the score sheet. Again, going with this tactic with the green in behind Franklin and Inderberg. It's a deadly front 3. I do think I would like to try that 4-2-3-1 with the 3 behind the young Swedish striker, but we'll have to look into that a little bit more. But really, really pleased. We just looked solid in this game. Now, unfortunately, as we go into the league campaign, we are coming up in the round of 16 against Manchester City. Now, if we do get through that and have a good run, obviously in the next video we will do the end of the first half of the season and recap all of that. I don't think we're there to get to the Champions League final yet, so I strongly doubt there would be a live com. In last year's, I did forget to look how the other teams in Europe did. I can confirm they all went out straight away. So don't get too excited about that. Now, I did want to look at the squad because obviously we have let a lot of people go. So a couple of things to point out. First off, Öster's come up. He's on a youth contract just due to the fact that we are very short on the goalkeeper position. I'm going to look to bring in maybe 2 goalkeepers to our B team who can also be then useful for the first team. In terms of other players who have come up into the first team for this season, we do have our young winger, if I can find him there, that Cole Morale who we signed last year. He's coming up into the first team to replace the fact that Tejeda has left. I think he has a lot of ability, only 19 years old. I'm really, really not worried about him coming up into the first team. Then also the young Faroe Islands central defender who has been playing some games this year, Peter Clean, did play in the Champions League, starting the game as well due to suspension. We did mention last year was on loan of Vikingur Goethe. Come back into our squad for this year and is going to be in on the first team. I think he's very talented, 18 years old, and the fact that it's another academy player alongside Munksgaard in that starting 11, I'm honestly just very, very proud and pleased to be seeing that kind of situation happen. We do have Manchester City in a few games' time, so I have heavily rotated the squad for this game in case you wonder why a lot of the bigger names are either on the bench or not even in the squad. The last thing to mention is that the youth facilities were upgraded again back to superb. They do drop down every few years and straight away I do try to get them boosted back up. We can never get to state the art due to the bug in Football Manager 23. Hopefully in FM24 that's fixed. But a very quick and snappy video, not a lot to talk about, no change at the minute tactically. Obviously, I have said that now after looking at this preview, this type of team with 2 inside forwards maybe, and I don't even know what to play, Green and Sterler, and this would be Michelle and not Hansen, and then I've got the Norwegian central defender. We will play Mark Quadson, and we would probably play alongside him our defender. Where is he there? Solfjeld. He would play in central defence alongside Mark Quadson, but I'm going to mess around the first half of the season. We do have league games where we can test them kind of formations and see, is it just deadly or do we just look too weak defensively because of the fact that our front four wouldn't really be helping back defensively. We can have a look. Thank you for watching. I've been Paul, also known as the Northman. A very quick and snappy video to start the 2050 season in this Builder Nation with a B.